Subscribe now and I'll love you forever. Hey guys, how's it going? Sorry for the lack of content the last few days. Things have been busy, but the second last video has been blowing up actually. 12 Pro Max versus 13 Pro Max. So thank you guys so much for that. I'm really excited for these next few videos. So, yes, I know the song still is not out yet. It'll be out soon, hopefully. Things have been crazy, life is busy. Anywho, I did a thing. I switched from the iPhone 12 Pro Max to the iPhone 13 mini. And yes, I have decided I'm returning it. So, where this idea came from is Apple is doing some massive trade-in deals right now. And if I traded in my 12 Pro Max, I confirmed it at the Apple Store, if I traded it in, they'd give me $790 for it, which is the exact amount needed for an iPhone 13 mini at the lowest base storage. So that covers the phone itself and tax. That's insane. So I went ahead, it's like, you know what, let's do it. So I told them, okay, I'm buying this iPhone 13 mini, and they're giving me 2 weeks to keep it, and if I don't like it, I'm returning it, and if I do like it, I'll just give them my 12 Pro Max. Well, I was debating if I should keep it for this next year because I really liked it, and you know, my last video on how I said, or one of my videos, how I said that I'm skipping the 13, yet I went to the smallest 13 model recently. So yeah, I've been using the 13 for the last few days, and I've decided to return it. I absolutely love the small form factor, and I absolutely stinking love cinematic mode. I love the cameras on it. It's actually doing very good, and the speakers on it are pretty good. The battery life is not fantastic. I can't imagine how bad the 12 mini's battery was because I'm not a fan of the 13 mini's battery. But apparently 13 mini's battery is an hour and a half better than the 12 minis. But yeah. But like I said, I've decided I am returning it. I'm not keeping the 13 mini, and yeah, going from the 12 Pro Max to the 13 mini is a big jump. So if you're considering doing it, there's a few things you need to know about. Whenever I went and picked up this phone, the lady at the Apple Store who was helping me out was like, "So which phone are you coming from?" And I told her the 12 Pro Max, and she's like, "Whoa, you're going from one end of the spectrum to the other," and that is what you are doing, literally. Holding the iPhone 13 mini is so easy with one hand. I have big hands, so it's really easy to hold and handle the 13 mini, to play Pokemon Go with it, to walk around and text with one hand. The 12 Pro Max is just so big, I'm afraid to use one hand with its text or whatever. I'm afraid if I do that, I'm going to drop it, and that's really irritating. So going from one end of the spectrum to the other, 6.7 inches to 5.4 inches, it's a big jump. Man, it was a big difference, yet that small phone, the cameras on it were so awesome. I miss the telephoto camera, and I would love if it had some of the features that the 13 Pros have, but my goodness, the cinematic mode was so fun to use, and I love using this phone. And I barely felt it in my pocket most of the time. The silicone case for the 12 Pro Max is such a difficult task to put into your pocket with the 12 Pro Max in it, because it's so big, and the silicone is sticky, so it sticks when you put it in your pocket. The mini, it just slides right in there because it is so small. Even though it's sticky a little bit, the phone is so small. The phone is gorgeous with a case and without a case. I got the new blue model, and I love the blue. I love the way it looks. It's much better than last year's blue in my opinion. I'm more of a fan of the lighter blues. I'm not a big fan of dark blue. And so that's really cool. I loved using this phone. The notch being smaller made a big difference on the mini. It did not cut into content as much, and the whole top wasn't being taken over by a stinking notch like it was in the 12 mini. So I still had room for the bigger battery and the bigger time notification thing. It's great. I loved it. Using the mini, just laying in bed and watching videos is a joy. It's so nice. It's so light. And yeah, some people say it feels cheap because it's so light. And while I do understand where they're coming from, because I was able to hold the 13 Pros, and man, the stainless steel and everything, they're heavy and they're nice. But it's also coming at a price. For the price I paid for the Mini, sure, I would have loved a Pro Mini, and maybe one day, by the grace of God, that'll happen, but that's not happening this year. It was still really nice to use. It still felt premium enough to justify the price, in my opinion. I feel like the smallness of the phone isn't a downside, but it's also a feature, because some people really like that. And again, coming from the 12 Pro freaking Max to the 13 Mini, the tiniest phone ever, not really, but you know, it was so much fun. But there are a few things that I just couldn't keep myself to trade in my 12 Pro Max for the Mini. So, like I said, I'm returning the Mini. One of them is the battery life. So yeah, my 12 Pro Max battery life is now at 92% capacity. That's not great after having this thing for like 10 months. So the phone gets me to, you know, by noon, it's like at 50% on a normal day for me. And so by 5 p.m., 20%. I'm gonna have to charge it. I definitely have to charge it before I go to bed. I have not made a full day with my 12 Pro Max without charging it in a long time. And so the new battery on the 13 Mini, this phone's never been used before. It's at 100% battery capacity. It got me about, 6.5 hours of screen on time. So it got me, this brand new phone, got me a little bit less battery than my 12 Pro Max did on its worst days. This thing gave me even less battery than that. And I get it. It's because it's a small phone that couldn't fit that much bigger of a battery in it. One day I hope they figure out how to, because I love the Mini form factor, but I just could not with that battery. It was to the point where, yesterday I drove 2 hours for something, and I had my Mini charging all day just because I knew I was going on that drive, and that phone was not going to make it. And lo and behold, by the time I got back from that, my phone was at 15%. Even though it was on a wireless charging mat the whole time in the car, the GPS holder car thing, I don't know how to speak these days. And then I put my MagSafe battery pack on it, and you know how that thing is, it kind of just trickle charges, so that was slow. My goodness. We made it through, and as you probably could tell, I am currently recording with cinematic mode on the Mini. I love this thing. The camera is fantastic. I'm not using the microphones, obviously, even though my mic quality isn't always the best. Whatever. So the Mini is a great product for what it is. And if you're someone who doesn't use your phone that often, and battery life is not a concern, my goodness, go for that Mini. If you don't care about the telephoto, and if you don't care about the battery as much, the Mini is so nice. The Touch ID, the Face ID is really nice. The smaller notch is super nice. The smallness of the phone and the portability of it, so easy to use. It's so nice because yes, the 12 Pro Max, 13 Pro Max, these 6.7 inch phones are essentially a mini tablet in your pocket. And yeah, it's like almost the same size as the iPad mini that's just came out. Wow. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below about the 13 mini, the 12 Pro Max, the mini size in general, and the max size in general. Which one do you prefer? Do you think Apple should have just stuck in the 5.8, 6.1 inches? Or do you think the 5.4 and 6.7 inch phones are good? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And I am starting a new thing. I want to answer your guys' questions, okay? So, in order to do that, if you guys have any questions or any comments or something that you want me to read on this channel, then send me an email at shotonmyphonetech@gmail.com. Send me a voice memo or something. Just send it to that email address, and I'll do my best to answer that question on the show. Until next time, guys, I'm Jake. This is Shot on My Phone.
Took the road away from city lights. Just cause he said it, it's too late to regret it. Sun is rising, but I'm barely tired. Looks like a vision, and I